Your dog took a walk yesterday, maybe this morning, and somewhere along that route, they walked past something that could have killed them, or already did. The threats on modern streets have changed dramatically, and most owners are still looking for the wrong things. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what those threats are and what to do the moment your dog encounters one. Here's the thing most people don't understand about dogs on walks. It's not just poor training, it's pure biology. Your dog has up to 300 million olfactory receptors compared to your 6 million. When they smell food from 20 feet away, their brain registers something close to a compulsion. It's not a choice. It's hardwired survival instinct from thousands of years of scavenging. Some breeds are wired worse than others. Beagles, Basset Hounds, and Labrador Retrievers top the list. Labs actually carry a genetic mutation in something called the POMC gene that reduces satiety signals. They're neurologically wired to always feel hungry. But here's what matters. No breed is immune. Even the most well-trained dog can grab and swallow something in under 2 seconds before you can physically react. If your dog has ever done this on a walk, you need this channel. We cover the stuff your vet wishes more owners knew. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. This is why leave it is one of the most life-saving commands you can teach your dog. But command training only works if you see the threat first. The real skill is learning to scan the environment ahead of your dog, not just reacting after they've already grabbed something. Walk with your eyes on the ground in front of them, not on your phone. That habit alone changes everything. Now let's talk about the threats themselves, starting with one most people have never even heard of. Moldy food is not just a stomach upset risk. It's a neurological emergency waiting to happen. Discarded bread, cheese, pasta, and nuts can harbor mold species that produce something called tremorgenic mycotoxins. These are neurotoxins, and they work fast. The molds responsible, mostly Penicillium and Aspergillus, produce compounds like penetrim A. Within 30 minutes to a few hours, your dog can develop full-body muscle tremors, loss of coordination, dangerously elevated body temperature, and seizures. These symptoms can be terrifying. And the tricky part, moldy food doesn't have to look green and fuzzy to be toxic. Early mold is nearly invisible to the human eye. Compost bags left on the pavement for collection are among the highest risk sources. They're basically mold incubators. But any discarded takeout container, fast food wrapper with food residue, or organic waste near a restaurant bin can harbor these toxins. If your dog eats something moldy, anything moldy, and starts tremoring within an hour, that's a veterinary emergency. Do not wait and see. Next threat, and this one is hiding in plain sight on almost every pavement in every city. Sugar-free gum. Xylitol is the sweetener inside, and it's one of the most acutely dangerous substances your dog can encounter. In humans, xylitol is harmless. It even helps prevent tooth decay. In dogs, it triggers an insulin release up to 100 times greater than the equivalent dose of glucose would. That crashes blood sugar fast. Hypoglycemia hits within 30 to 60 minutes. Sudden weakness, vomiting, collapse, seizures. And at higher doses, xylitol causes acute liver failure, which can be fatal within 24 to 72 hours, even if the initial blood sugar crash was managed. A single piece of sugar-free gum can contain enough xylitol to seriously harm a small dog. And as of 2025, xylitol has been identified in over 700 consumer products, more discarded packaging than ever. Now we're getting into territory that most dog content has never covered. This is the one that genuinely shocked veterinary toxicologists when they saw the data. According to the ASPCA's 2025 annual report, kratom exposures in dogs increased by 400% in a single year. 400%. Kratom is a plant-derived substance with opioid-like effects, sold in single-use packets, and those packets are ending up in streets and parks everywhere. When a dog ingests kratom, they can experience tremors, elevated heart rate, seizures, and respiratory depression. And because it looks like any other small piece of street litter, owners rarely connect the symptom to the cause. Cannabis is another growing concern as legalization expands. Dogs have a higher density of cannabinoid receptors in the brain than humans do. What gives a person a mild high can put your dog into a coma. Has your dog ever grabbed something off the ground before you could stop them? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one, and it helps me know what to cover next. And it's not just recreational drugs. Discarded human medications are one of the most documented veterinary emergencies. Ibuprofen, acetaminophen, antidepressants, ADHD medications, these end up on pavements more than you'd think. A single ibuprofen tablet can cause stomach ulcers and kidney failure in dogs. Some ADHD medications can trigger life-threatening hyperthermia and cardiac arrhythmias at just a fraction of a human dose. If you suspect any drug or medication, call the ASPCA Poison Control at 888-426-4435 immediately. Let's talk about something almost nobody in the dog space is discussing: paw pad absorption. Most owners worry only about what their dog eats, but your dog's paws are walking through herbicide-treated grass, de-icing salt residue, antifreeze drips, and chemical runoff, and then licking their paws clean when they get home. That licking is an ingestion event, and it happens after every single walk. Antifreeze is one of the deadliest outdoor hazards your dog will encounter. It has a sweet taste, and dogs will actively seek out puddles and drips containing it. Kidney failure begins within 24 to 72 hours. The treatment window is just 4 to 8 hours after ingestion. After that, the damage is permanent. A teaspoon can kill a small dog, and it's sitting under parked cars on almost every residential street right now. Urban puddles carry another invisible threat: Leptospira bacteria. Rats and raccoons urinate in standing water, contaminating puddles with the bacteria that causes leptospirosis. This infection attacks the kidneys and liver, and it's transmissible to humans too. What makes this particularly important is that leptospirosis is vaccine preventable. But many owners don't realize their dog needs the lepto vaccine if they walk in urban or suburban areas. Check with your vet at your next visit. A simple habit can dramatically cut your dog's chemical exposure from paw absorption. After every walk, wipe your dog's paws with a damp cloth between the toes, the pads, the lower legs. It takes 30 seconds. It removes salt residue, pesticide contact, and biological contamination before your dog licks it off. Surveys suggest fewer than 20% of owners do this consistently. That's a gap worth closing today. Now for the rat poison section. And this is the part most dog owners have genuinely never heard of. Everyone knows to keep dogs away from bait stations. But here's what they don't know. Your dog doesn't have to find the bait directly. They can be poisoned by eating a dead rat. This is called secondary poisoning, and it's a documented, serious, and growing risk in cities worldwide. The rat poisons used today, called second-generation anticoagulants, including brodifacoum and bromadiolone, are far more potent than older versions. They accumulate in tissue and have a terrifying feature: a delayed effect. Symptoms don't appear for 3 to 5 days after ingestion. Your dog seems completely fine. Then, days later, they're bleeding internally. Lethargy, pale gums, difficulty breathing, unexplained bruising. By then, the poison has been working for days. Treatment for anticoagulant poisoning requires vitamin K1 therapy for 4 to 6 weeks. It's manageable, but it's expensive, and it only works if you catch it. If your dog picks up a dead rat or any dead rodent on a walk, contact your vet immediately. Don't wait for symptoms, because by the time pale gums appear, the internal damage is already extensive. Brodifacoum can persist in body tissue for months after a single exposure. Here's a danger nobody in the dog content space is talking about. Snack bag suffocation. Those mylar and foil-lined bags, chips, popcorn, trail mix, don't collapse when your dog pushes their head inside. As they breathe, the bag creates a vacuum seal around the muzzle. Panic sets in. Breathing accelerates. The seal tightens. Dogs have died from this in under 5 minutes. It happens in parks and gardens every year. If this ever happens, remove the bag calmly and immediately. Pull it off in one swift motion from behind. Don't try to tear it open first. That wastes critical seconds. And beyond suffocation, packaging creates mechanical hazards. Chicken bones splinter into sharp fragments that lacerate the throat and intestines. Corn cobs don't digest and cause complete bowel obstruction, a surgical emergency. Skewers, foil wrappers, and toothpicks all pose internal puncture risks. One more environmental hazard that catches owners completely off guard: cocoa bean mulch. It's used in landscaping around parks, gardens, and commercial buildings everywhere. It smells like chocolate because it's made from the husks of cocoa beans. And it contains theobromine, the same compound that makes chocolate toxic. Some samples contain as much theobromine per ounce as dark chocolate. Dogs actively seek it out because of that scent. It's not obvious from a distance. If you want to keep getting content like this, the stuff the big dog channels aren't covering, subscribe to Griffin's Pack. We've got more coming that every dog owner needs to see. So here's what you do starting on your very next walk. First, scan the ground ahead of your dog, not just beside them. Second, wipe their paws when you get home, every single time. Third, save the ASPCA poison control number right now, 888-426-4435. Fourth, ask your vet specifically about the leptospirosis vaccine if you walk in an urban or suburban area. That's it. 4 habits. They could save your dog's life. I want to hear from you. Has your dog ever eaten something off the ground on a walk and scared you? Or do you already do the paw wipe routine? Drop it in the comments below. And if this video helped you feel more prepared, not more anxious, more prepared, share it with someone who walks their dog every day. They deserve to know this too.